Hi everyone and welcome. This is Laurie. I'm here to share with you a tutorial on how I put this card together, the wreath in particular. But first of all, before I begin doing that, I put this card together for a card swap that I did with a lovely group of ladies on Facebook. And so this is the card I put together for that, along with some other cards like this that I put together for some other friends. But first of all, let me show you what I got in the swap. The lady that put this on, its name is Tiffany. She is Tiffany Solario. I'm not sure if that's how to pronounce it, Tiffany, but here's her card. Shows all the different sites that she has. And I believe she'll be putting out a video also on our card swap. So please go check her out. She's a sweet, wonderful lady. Her card came in this beautiful cellophane bag with this lace doily and the rose and string wrapped around it to hold it closed. I thought that was totally clever way to present a card, Tiffany. Just a great way to do this. So this is the card that was in there, and I believe the paper that she used is one of the ones from Finnabar's collection. I've got also have that one too, so I recognize that. So I'm pretty sure that's what that was. It looks like she started off by distressing the edges, used a mask to do the chicken wire and the dots here in the back, maybe with some shimmers, possibly paint on there. She's got a piece of beautiful lace here on the back, this gorgeous silk bow. She's got some cheesecloth that she's got a little bit of ink on at the back for a little fluffiness. A nice little banner here that says, "Hey there, sunshine." Gorgeous little flower that's got, looks like might have a little shimmers on it also. Some punched out butterflies with flat back pearls. And then it opens up this way, and then again she's got a piece of that paper in there, leaving it blank so that I could be able to put what I'd like on the card. Thank you very much, Tiffany. I love the card. Gorgeous. Another one of the ladies' cards was from Rhonda Bittler White, and she created one that says "Baby Girl," and in pink and black. And it looks like she's got a punched out flower here that she may have made herself with some little tulle in it. Beautiful little button in it. It's got a black big flower here at the back, and it looks like a die cut. Several layers of pretty paper, and some little flat back pearls for trim here and there. And it's got a little saying on the inside. So this is really sweet baby girl card. One of the other ladies is Amy Gray. She has made one that has, looks like she started with the corrugated cardboard and then stripped it back so that you could see some of the layers in here. She's got distressed and inked, and it looks like a little gesso here and there on the different layers of paper. She's also even sewn on this one here. The one back here also even looks like she's used a mask and some gesso back here. There's a little bit of a doily peeking out there. Beautiful die cut here with the bird and the bird cage that she's inked and distressed. And add a little gesso also on that. Flowers, little book rolled flower here with a little ink on it and some seam binding. Beautiful layering there, Amy. Thank you. And it says happy birthday inside. So this will be a fun card for me to give away also. May all your wishes come true. And it looks like she's got one of the little Tim Holtz memo pins holding that up on this nice little tag. Love that. Very beautiful. The next lady here is Janice Ferguson. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce the names correctly. I'll try to do my best with them here. Now she's done one of the ones with the cute little dolls or girls on the front of it. I have not yet tried any of those stamps where they stamp it and then they're using their Copics and their other markers to color it in. I don't know if I could do that very well, so I have not yet attempted it, but I admire those who have. She's got a lovely die cut back here, some pretty paper with a little bit of bling on it, some popped up hearts. It says Happy Valentine's Day. She's got a gorgeous flower down here, and then if you look on the butterflies, there's a little bit of bling for the bodies of the butterfly, along with a little metal trinket down here that says love on it. And then this cute little ribbon. This is XOXO, and I've actually think I have that somewhere in my stash, that little XOXO ribbon from quite a while back, I believe. It's got some punches and stuff on it. And her card is empty, blank on the inside, so I can write any sentiment I'd like on that. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much, Janice. The next card is from Diane, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. I'll mess it up. And she created a really lovely card also with several layers of paper. She looks like she has distressed all the edges of the paper. She even has a cute little peekaboo lace coming out here. Just because. So this will be a nice little card for me to give away for a just because, just perfect. She's got little flowers, a cute little green butterfly, felt butterfly on here, some little lace doilies back in here, along with a really pretty little banner. This is really cute. Thank you very much, Diane. The next one we have is Time to Follow Your Dreams. This is by Jenna O'Laughlin Pigton. I think that's how you pronounce that. She's got some beautiful paper here with some layers of lace, a nice tag with a stamp on it, cute little flowers, some cute little butterflies to set that off. Thank you very much, Jenna. The next one is from Loretta Harwell. I think that's how you pronounce that. She did a easel card, and I did see the video on this one, and so I will put the link down below so that you can go check out how she put this together. It's got lots of layers also. One of the cute little stories in the video that I liked is she said she had this old pillowcase that that was getting kind of worn. She didn't know what to do with, and so she stripped it out to create flowers with it. I mean, what a clever idea that is. She also took apart a flower here and inked it and then put it back together with a cute little bling in the middle. Got this lovely old-fashioned telephone die cut there that she's popped up. Got looks like one of the wooden chippy type scroll corners here in the back. Beautiful old-fashioned looking lace up along the top of the card. And then she did the shoe with some embossed paper on top of that. And then you've got a little banner across here with a little thing of bling. And then some more lace trim. And then this is blank inside so that I can write what I'd like to on it. I love the way these fold. I attempted a card a while back without a pattern, and mine came out a bit different, as you remember, but it still worked, and I'm definitely going to start trying to make some of these. So this will be a good example for me to look at. Thank you very much, all the ladies that were in this card swap. It was so wonderful to receive your cards, and best of all, to get to make new friendships. So let me show you how I put this together here. I first started with 2 pieces of white cardstock and pulled out my Tattered Angel sprays. On one of them, the strip that I've used back in here, I made the whole sheet a lot darker, and it just has different layers of sprays on there. And then I went over and splattered white paint to kind of give it a speckled look. Then I shredded those into strips and distressed them to use on this card. The other sheet was just plain white, as like I said I started with, and I just lightly sprayed it. And you can see it's just lightly sprayed with pink, and then the white paint splatters. And then down towards the bottom I didn't put the pink, unless there was a little bit that just overspray. I actually used kind of a pearl iridescent, so that you still have a little bit of a spray look and a shimmer in there. But then that way it faded down through the card. I used a Studio G stamp that I got at Michael's to print joy on there. It's got a sheer ribbon, sheer bow, some eyelash trim. I have this in my Art Fire store if you're interested. And to do the inside of the card, white cardstock, a Martha Stewart punch, again some more of that white eyelash trim, a punched out heart out of the scraps of the paper, along with a die cut that has some vines on it there, so you have an area to print in. Used just a little bit of stickles down at the corner for just a little touch of accent down there. The roses, if I remember right, are Wild Orchid Craft roses, and then I've used that die again that has the leaves on it to put those in there. And so what I want to show you too is where I got the inspiration for this part of the card. In my downstairs restroom, let me back up so you can see this, I actually have this wreath hanging on the wall, and I happened to be looking at it and I thought, now I really like that look. I wonder if I could recreate that in a card, wreath on a card. And so this is what gave me the inspiration to put the wreath together that I'm going to show you how to do. Just thought you'd like to see what sometimes gives me inspirations is something that I look at every day. So this is what I created for the cards. The one on the cards are a little bit thinner than this one here that I've got as another sample. But I'm going to show you how I put this together. I think this has a lot of great applications. You can make them, of course, in any shape you want. But I think this one, my next one, this is actually going to be on a stand. It's going to stand up, and I'm going to have a picture dangling from in here, and little tiny vines and flowers going up and around it, and then down the stem that I'm going to develop down here, the little stand. So I think that's going to be fun. But let me show you how I put that together. I first purchased 20 gauge wire. I got this at the hardware store, Home Depot, because you can get a bigger roll. It's a little bit less expensive than in a craft store, but you can use any kind of wire that is very flexible, but yet will hold its shape. You don't want to get it too lightweight for this, but you want to get something that you can easily bend. And you want to pick up some floral tape from anywhere they sell floral flowers and stuff in your floral departments. You'll see the floral tape there. You want to keep this in an airtight container or plastic bag, because once it dries out it won't have any sticky left to it, and it won't be useful as a floral wire cover. I'm sure you could probably use it for something else later, but it won't be sticky if you don't keep it in something airtight. Let me back up a little bit. So what I did is I actually just cut off some different lengths of wire. This is kind of bent up at the moment because I was using it for something else and then I took that back apart. And so I'm going to show you real quickly how to wrap wire. I do have a video, several videos on how to wrap wire, so I won't go into a lot of detail, but I'll give you a quick lesson again on it if you have never done that before. So like this one was probably, I'd say, what, 15-16 inches long. The main wire that you're going to use, you want it to be longer than the shape that you want. So like with the heart, I started in the center and I worked it around and developed the shape and the size that I wanted the heart to be in. And that's what's nice about it being so flexible, is you can keep working with it and working with it. So the point is you want enough extra tail hanging down after you do that. Okay, let's see if we can get this a little bit smaller. It's a little large yet. It's going to get a little misshapen as you go along, and what's great about it is you can reshape it. So I've crisscrossed it down here, and I'm going to wind this wire, both ends, right on, kind of tight. So you're going to get a good way, it's going to hold it on. Then after that, you can go ahead and you can wind it on a little looser. I left the ends just kind of hanging out here and there on it. Let's see if I can find one on here on the card. You can see a little piece of the end just sticking up here, as long as it doesn't have bare wire in it. You could take the ends and curly cue them over a skewer or something, if you wanted little curly cues on yours. So the point is you're going to slowly wrap this wire with other wire, and develop the heart in a nice loose woven pattern. Now if you have not wrapped wire before, start off with a small piece. It can get kind of cumbersome to try to use a big long piece to start with if you've never wrapped wire before. So you want to pull out a piece of your wire, or your tape. The tape becomes sticky when you pull on it. It activates the stickiness in it. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to hold the wire in my right hand to start with. And let me come down. Hopefully I can keep this in frame. You holler if I get out of frame, okay? I'll try to straighten it back up. Okay, so I start by just pressing it down on there, pinching and rolling. So you're going to pinch and roll with my right hand. This hand is going to hold the tape across it, just about like if you are knitting, how you kind of hold the tape in your hand like this and use this to kind of pull with. That's what I'm going to do. And I'll see if I can do this slowly. I'm used to doing this fast, but I'm going to pinch, and you can let go and you let this hand hold it. Let go with that hand, roll and pinch, roll and pinch. So as you're squeezing it between your fingers, you're also pulling slightly on the tape. And this takes just a little bit of practice, but once you get it, you will be able to roll really fast and cover lots of wire very fast. You want to roll right down past the point, so you almost end up with like a tail on it. And once you roll down past the end of the wire, then you just want to pinch it off. You could cut it if you want to, but you can just pinch it. And it should be on there tight and stay on there if you've pulled it as you went. Okay, so and then here again we have the heart. We're going to take another piece of wire. I've already got several loops going here on the bottom, so I'm going to start somewhere else. And I kind of like my ends to not be right next to each other, so I'm going to start down this way a little bit. And the first wrap, you want to, now so I'll have to come back up so I don't get out of frame. You see, I heard you. You said I was out of frame. You want to wrap that first piece just kind of tight so that it kind of sticks to the wire you just did. Okay, and then you can start kind of loosely wrapping. This is going to be tricky. I'm going to try to do this and not have my hands in the way. So I just wove it in and out and in and out of the heart, leaving kind of large loops here and there. And then if it felt like it was getting too loose on the heart, you want to wrap it once really tight. Just a nice tight little one. It's not going to hurt the look of it at all, and it's going to hold it together a little bit better. And so then I just went around the heart. Here in the center, I gave it another extra loop. I kept my loops at all about the same look. I never, like had one really gigantic or anything in there. Just kind of kept it Like I said, as you're working with it, you're going to actually kind of misshapen the wire, but it's great because you can go back in and reshape it. And you want to crisscross back over wires you've already done. So look how it's kind of misshapen now. I can go back in and get that shape back again. And you kind of want to do that before you add the next wire so you don't lose the shape. Again, I'm going to start in a different spot. Maybe I'm going to go down inside this loop here and do a quick wrap around so it's really tight. And I'm going to go kind of opposite, like see how there's a loop here? So I'm going to make a loop on the other side. And I don't see a loop at all in this area, so I'm going to come out and make kind of a loop. And you can turn this back and forth on itself. You could make these like the wreath that I just showed you has a nice, looks like about probably 4 really straight ones, and then they went and wrapped around it. So you can kind of do it how you'd like to. But that's kind of what I did. I just kind of kept going around. The more you add, the thicker it'll be. If you just wanted a few wires, loops, and look to it, then you could just stop at this point. But you could wrap some more. Think of all the different shapes that you could make by doing something like this. Take inspiration from something you have in your house and put it together. I find art in all kinds of things that I look at. People laugh at me sometimes. My friend laughed at me when she came over and I said, "See this wreath? Wait till you see what inspiration it gave me for my card." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, how do you see things like that and stuff you look at?" I said, "I don't know, but but as you can see here, the and I believe this is probably grapevine. How they've got the base has 4 or 5 actually, large ones, and then they've done this winding all the way around it. And they've actually got this really cool center to it. You could even do that with yours. But anyway, that's how I put that together. And again, I would keep putting more and more on it if I wanted it this thick or this thin. And I hope that you can find some great uses for something that you make with wire and floral tape. I'd love to see them. If you do, let me know. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.